All right, let me make sure that is showing. Okay. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. This is episode 68. I didn't even say the podcast number when we did for the Royal Rumble, but that was obviously 67 by the looking at it. So, mm, mm, mm. Um, Coming out of the Royal Rumble, we have Cody Rhodes winning back to back Royal Rumbles,
Which
right?
you predicted. Fair play to you. I predicted Punk. You predicted Rhodes. In fact, you called it down to a T. You called the Men's War Rumble perfectly. You called the final four. You called the final two, and you called the winner. You literally called everything. I called the final four as well. I knew it was gonna be that final four. I knew it was gonna be the final two, but I predicted the winner wrong, so I was that close. But fair play, Tyler. You were bang on.
Hey, I was on my with my picks on that, and it made for once it made sense to have a back to back winner. That's the only reason I said it. I don't know how much sense it makes now, but
Mm.
at the moment, so you know, I, we were really going to just talk about the Royal Rumble and thinking that was going to be it,
Hmm.
but
Until
but
yesterday.
but we'll have to get into the Rumble after this because this has to be the first thing that gets addressed. So last night, if you haven't seen, or I don't know how you haven't, but if you haven't seen, um so they had, to end SmackDown, they have Roman come out basically, and look, this is the first, and then Roman dished Seth, which was, look, what Roman said about Seth. Seth has to say something on Monday because that was some disrespect. Um, so like I said, if you don't know what the hell was happening on Friday or last night, Roman did that speech. Cody comes out, and then we're just waiting to hear who he's going to pick. And then I don't know, and I'm starting to feel with all this news coming out that this might not have been a Triple H type move. And it's sad to see that because they're giving him the full reins. So why are they moving around stuff for one person that is going to be absolutely wore out after 10 minutes or 15 minutes? I mean, the dude hasn't wrestled since when? A true wrestling match. John Cena?
Cena,
Does
yeah.
anyone
Because the pro
remember which last WrestleMania that is? 29.
29,
We're at
29,
40. We're at
11 years ago.
WrestleMania 40 now. Look,
11
that is
years ago that the Rockers had a proper match.
okay.
Apart from that, he had literally a 5-minute match against Eric Rowan at WrestleMania 32. Um,
It wasn't even 5 minutes.
Not 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Literally just rock bottom, 1, 2, 3, it was over. But apart from that, yeah, literally Cena at WrestleMania 29. That was his last match. So 11 years ago.
Yeah, so they how do you make your biggest babyface look like the most complete idiot? I don't understand that. And to me is, and thank God that I was at work last night while all this was happening because I would
Same
have
here. Same here.
because I would have gotten on here and I would have tore them apart even more than what I'm going to, which I'm holding back at the moment because I'm going to talk about the details. So Cody talks about, oh, I'm coming after your championship and all that, but not at WrestleMania. What?
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key
Okay,
sentence
so
there. Not at WrestleMania.
so there's only one possible outcome that this happens, and I will be completely fine with because it makes sense with the story if they're going to continue doing this. This is the only way, because if not, then it's a complete failure. There's two things. They swerve Roman, and The Rock is the special guest referee, and they do this swerve and pivot from that. And it's Cody and Roman at WrestleMania, and then Rock and Roman will be in next year's WrestleMania. Or if Cody finishes the story at MSG where his dad didn't. That's the only way. Because I've seen that being thrown around, and I'm thinking that's the only way. And unfortunately, that's when I think it'll be a day before Roman passes Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
I
wow.
think, or it's like just a tad after, but nonetheless, it's like right there close. To me, that's the only two outcomes. Um, if not, I don't give a fuck about Roman and Rock match. I get it. I get it's a big time name, big time match. You're going to see all these casuals tune in because The Rock's coming back. But all the diehard fans that watch week after week has disliked that fucking video over 250,000 times at least by now. And they
I think it's
haven't got
over 300,000 now.
300. Damn, that's even. But that's the thing, and they haven't even received my dislike yet. I'm going to after the podcast. Okay,
They've
so
received mine, so
no, they haven't received mine. And if I can make multiple accounts, I will just to dislike, because that's how bad this is. If
yeah, over
over
300K
3,000,
now. Yeah,
good.
it's madness.
If if it's Rock Roman at Mania, and I even talked to a buddy of mine that I watched the PLEs with and everything. We go over to their house. Shout out to Brian and Summer. I text him. I said, "This is fucking bullshit." I said, and I should have said this. But excuse my language, because it's going to be a lot worse today, because I am in a mood with this. Um, I said this is F and BS. It really is, because I said, what's the point of Cody Rhodes winning back-to-back Rumbles to face Seth Rollins, or Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre at Mania instead of facing Roman Reigns? What's the point of it? There's no point in all of this. And I was a true believer that, okay, Cody lost last year. And I was one of those that says, look, just wait till Mania 40. He's going to finish it. And now, if this is the case, and he doesn't finish it, and he's just over here in a triple threat, or even facing Seth again, which, look, I know it'll be a good match, but that's not the point in this. That's not the point. He winning Rumbles to be like, nah, Rock, hey, come take my spot. I don't want to face Roman at WrestleMania. No, fuck no. No, hey, come on, Rock. You know, if Dwayne and the TKO holders pushed for this and everything, Cody should have fought back so much. And if that would have gotten in trouble, who gives a damn? Who gives a damn, man? Like, you winning back-to-back Rumbles. Look how many people's done that. Not many. And you're just going to give your WrestleMania spot away for someone that hasn't wrestled in 10 years. 10 years. You have got to be kidding me. 10 long years. And I'm telling you right now, how that makes no sense. That makes no sense. And to these people that's like, oh, you're still going to watch "Oh, I mean, it's still." I said, "Why are you complaining, dude? Is The Rock the future, or is Cody Rhodes the future of the company? The Rock's going to be done after this match, and that'll be it."
Put aside all that, even if we just boil it down to like how much it doesn't make sense, even by it not just being Cody, anyone who wins the Rumble, why would you, as a WWE superstar who's just won the Royal Rumble, beat 29 other men to do it, which is one of the hardest things in wrestling, then willingly give up the main event spot at WrestleMania that you earned?
Mm-hmm.
Willingly give that up to someone who's just showing his face randomly? It makes no sense. It makes Cody look like the biggest bitch on the planet. Like, especially when you bring into the context that this is something that Cody is supposed to be desperate for, supposed to be wanting more than air itself. It's his life goal to win the WWE Championship, finish the story, and achieve what his father couldn't. And he's just letting The Rock waltz on in and take that away from him. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense whatsoever. I it's the way to make your biggest face in the company look like the dumbest idiot on the planet. And they really made Seth look bad as well, because they had Roman shit on Seth for a full on like 5 minutes about and shit on the World Heavyweight Championship when Seth has been building that up for a year now, well, nearly a year. And now it looks like Cody is going for what is quote unquote the number 2 championship instead of the number 1 championship. Like, so not only have you made Seth look bad, but you've made Cody now look bad by him going, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for the number 2 championship instead."
Yeah,
Literally,
it's
your
like
two biggest baby faces in the company, you've made both of them look bad in that one segment.
and the crazy part of it is, it's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back around to get the number one here eventually." That's what Cody basically said, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
pretty much. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
Eventually, I'll
like,
come
I'm
back and
like,
get it.
dog,
Why
that makes
wait? Why
good.
wait? Just do it now. Do it WrestleMania. Just do it, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The only way they can replicate, like they can fix this, is if we do what you already said. Just do a segment where, like, maybe like a contract signing. I seen someone tweet this out, but this is where I got this from. But like, have there be a segment where it's like a contract signing. It looks like it's a contract signing between The Rock and Roman for WrestleMania. Roman signs it, Rock signs it, blah blah blah. And then once Roman signs it, The Rock goes like, "You didn't read the contract, did you?" And then Cody comes out, and then it was revealed that the contract actually says Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, with The Rock as special guest referee. That's the only way they can fix this. And I'm sorry, there is a small glimmer of hope in me that says they will fix this because there's no official graphic or anything being made yet. And would have thought if they're fully committed on going with this, then they would have had a graphic by now. So I'm thinking once they see all this backlash that the fans have been given this, just by that one segment, I mean, hell, the 300,000 dislikes will show you everything, let alone everything that's on Twitter and, everything else on social media. They'll look at that and hopefully it will be like a Daniel Bryan type situation with Cody. And hopefully, if they were planning on getting Cody out of that main event spot at WrestleMania, that we're able to get him back in there due to our voices. We did it with Daniel Bryan. Hopefully, we can do it for Cody. Maven for champ. Oh god. So yeah, that's honestly what I would do at this point. Just wishful thinking there, Phil. I know, but it's the only way. It's the only way they can fix this. It's the only way. And until I see an official graphic that says Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania, there's still a glimmer of hope. Not a big glimmer, but there's a glimmer. But if they don't go with that, then this is one of the biggest fuck ups of a story in recent WWE history, if not probably of all time WWE history. Like, this is a simple story to make. They literally went through all of the hard stages of the story. They went through Cody winning the Rumble last year and then losing at WrestleMania, and some fans, most fans, were not happy because obviously we wanted Cody to finish the story last year, but there was always that hope of like, all right, next year, this year coming up, WrestleMania 40, that's when he'll finish the story, and then there was like a little bit throughout the last year where he was sort of dropping off in momentum, and he had that feud with Brock. But then he got past that, and then all of a sudden, Royal Rumble hits again. The the fire is back with him again, even despite CM Punk. He wins back to back Rumbles. Everyone's behind him, and for people to be behind him, despite CM Punk being the alternative, says something about how popular he is. Because normally, anyone besides CM Punk, everyone would be with Punk. But the fact that Cody still had a lot of people behind him shows how popular he is and how much they've dropped the ball now. So now after Cody's won back-to-back Rumbles, everyone's pushing for Cody to finish the story, and they're literally on the. To put this in a baseball sense, and this is stealing Paul Heyman's thing here, but we're literally in the last inning. We're in the last inning of this story, the final chapter. It's like getting to a final chapter of a story and literally just ending it there and going on to the next novel. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally at the final page of the chapter, the
Mm-hmm.
final page, and you decide to not write in that final chapter of the page and leave it blank. Only for what? To finish it in the next novel, potentially, with the whole like, oh, I'll come back around, but not at WrestleMania. No, it's supposed to end at WrestleMania. That's where these stories are supposed to end. It's the show of shows. Yes, Roman and Rock is the big money match. It's the big marquee match. Yes. People do want to see that, but not at the expense of a 2-year story involving one of the biggest faces of the entire company and the future of this company in Cody Rhodes, at the expense of him and fucking him over. We, it's stupid. It really is stupid. If you're gonna do Roman and Rock, do it next year. Do it next year. I mean, what is the difference? Rock is 1 year older, but it's not going to make any difference between this year and next year. It's not going to make any difference.
It's going to be the same damn match next year than it is going to be this year. There's no difference.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. They could easily just done Cody Roman this year, have Rock like on the SmackDown after Mania, confront Roman just like he did last night, and then do a 1 year build to WrestleMania 41 where you do Rock and Roman then. It was that easy. It was legitimately that easy. I could have just come up with that like from the top of my head. It's piss easy. I don't know how WWE doesn't go with that. And I know CM Punk's injury might have had something to do with this, with the whole like they had to change plans. But I don't care. I don't care. That's not an excuse to fuck over Cody. That's not an excuse. And I've also heard on Twitter and everything that not only has The Rock fought for this to happen, apparently he's fighting to win the match against Roman. Like, are you kidding me? So this might not happen. I think Roman will just retain anyway. But if they even dare to have not Roman, Rock beat Roman and win the title, oh, what that would be the biggest way to fuck up everything that they've done with Roman's reign. Because the whole point of Roman's reign is to eventually put over that big superstar that needs that big win and make them into a megastar. And that's supposed to be Cody. That is supposed to be Cody. And they have Rock do that instead, which he doesn't need. What is the point? And besides, Rock and Roman doesn't need the title. It never has needed the title. The whole point of Rock and Roman is with the tribal chief, the head of the table. That's what it's over. It has nothing to do with the title. So why get that involved? This is
that
why next year would have been perfect. With Roman not being champion, this would have been perfect to do next year. This year, now with the title involved, it just brings something into the story that is not needed.
yeah, I
It's
don't. I
stupid.
I just I I still have that glimmer of hope as well that they're going to change ideas because why now things ain't adding up. with the comments that we've seen with The Rock saying long term, WrestleMania is not long term. That's only 2 months away. So that's not really long term. If that's long term in his eyes, then something's wrong. But with him saying long term with trying to do a story with Roman, and then just with how and I picked this on. Cody is so good with his face reactions. He is like a down. He could easily be in movies in Hollywood with his
Oh,
face.
easy.
He, you know, when he was out there talking and everything, his face didn't go down that much until The Rock got like to the ring. If you notice that, so
Oh yeah,
something
like
just something just tells me that they got, and I'm just speaking, and I'm feeling that they're going to do a swerve that it just ain't going to be Roman and Rock. It ha it has to be at this point. If they don't and they continue with this match, I hope to hell that they get booed out of the arena. I hope they do. And I never wish that on any performers. But if that match continues and it's finalized and everything, and we finally get a graphic of it, I hope to God that happens. That's
it
just
would
me.
get booed. It would get booed out of the building. It would deserve it. It would deserve it. But with Cody, um, yeah, you could tell. Like he tried to hide it, but he was not happy. You could tell. He like, especially when The Rock hugged him, you could just pinpoint the exact moment Cody's heart broke and his soul was crushed. Mania 20 Goldberg match levels of heat this could have. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Honestly,
WrestleMania
honestly,
34, Roman and Brock too. That was bad.
honestly, I hope it's more than Brock and Goldberg. I really do,
Mm.
because to me, Brock and Goldberg, even though they were both done, at at least they were still active when that happened. The Rock hasn't been active. That's why this match should get absolutely booed out of the arena. I do not care. I do not care what Birmingham was excited for. If you're there at the crowd, you're probably going to be excited because you're going to
Yeah,
see The
because
Rock.
you've
I mean,
seen The Rock live. I mean, you're in that moment. I don't care like what's going on. When you hear The Rock's music here, you're going to cheer. You're gonna go crazy because you're seeing The Rock live. It's just naturally gonna happen. Like you, like you're not going to see The Rock live possibly ever again. So it's just you're going to go crazy. I mean, I was like that when I saw like Triple H live at WWE Live back in Cardiff in 2017. I think it was when Roman was going through a sickness. And they had to have someone replace him in the live events and team with Ambrose and Rollins in the Shield thing, and it was Triple H. So, and I saw Triple H live, and I went fucking bonkers. I went nuts. But so you're just naturally going to be like that. But at the end of the day, the dislikes on social media speaks for itself. Helps us in Philly too. If you want an adverse reaction to anything bad, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just the fact that on social media you can see the reaction from everybody. Like no one's happy with this. The only ones who are who are okay with this are the extreme casuals who don't watch WWE on a weekly or a monthly basis or is invested in Cody's story because they don't watch it enough. Those are the only people that like are okay with this. Everyone else wants Cody to finish his story. What's your opinion on Bofa? Not sure what you're talking about there, buddy. Not gonna lie.
yeah, I don't know. To talk about what Austin commented, shout out to Maven for his YouTube channel. That's the only thing I'm going to say because I do watch his YouTube videos and everything. Very good stuff for someone that's been out of the business. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We're trying to talk about something else. Um Um, whoever did that, appreciate it. Apologize. Because I don't know what that is or anything. So, um, or um, but yeah, it's just it's just so it's so mind-boggling how they did that segment. They could have done it just so much differently. I don't understand why they did it like that. That makes no sense. That's the only thing that, like, if you're going to do that, I feel like you could have done it in so much a better way. And it was piss poor. It was
Yeah,
very
agree.
piss.
And I mean, even if they do like go down the triple threat route, which I've stated before is a way they could go down, is better than this. Like, would it be what I would do? No. But is it much better than what we're getting right now? Fuck yeah, it is. At least Cody would be in the match, and at least Cody would still have his moment potentially. Like in this sort of situation, I would have a triple threat elimination. Just triple threat elimination. Rock pin, rock, not Rock. Roman pins Rock. Gets his pin over Rock, and then do like the, and it would be like a quick elimination about like 5 to 10 minutes into the match because that's as long as Rock is going to be able to go. Let's be fucking real here. So first 5 to 10 minutes, Roman eliminates Rock, and then the final 15 to 20 minutes of the match is just Cody and Roman, and Cody finishes his story. Not what I would do, but is it better than what we're getting right now? Absolutely. But I'm just hoping they somehow spin this into Cody Roman one on one and with Rock as special guest referee. That I would like that because at least that would be a way for Rock to not screw over Roman, but Roman obviously has the bloodline like try and interfere and cheat Cody over again, like last time, but Rock sort of like equalizes it up and just stops Roman from fucking over Cody. So Cody finishes his story and then Roman has something to go after Rock for. So, me personally, that's what I would do. If I was Triple H right now and I'm seeing this reaction, I'm like, okay, so we can't do Roman and Rock this year because it's causing this much of a reaction. So let's still go with Cody, but let's get the Rock into this because we've already got Rock involved. So we have to have Rock involved in some way. So let's have Rock be special guest referee instead. Or back up Cody as like a manager or something as a ringside just to stop Solo and the rest of the bloodline getting involved.
Um, Josh, I will happily disagree with you with what you just said. And the only reason I will say that is if this was creative with Vince, we'd have Goldberg on the show. The Rock definitely would. There would be no pivot. He'd see those dislikes and be like, "Oh, people are talking. We gotta do Roman and Rock." We'd have
Oh
Goldberg
yeah.
facing who fucking knows. He might bring Taker back out of retirement, knowing him. I mean, I don't. It would not. It's not the same. Now, this decision, yes, this is a Vince looking ass decision, but sometimes it's not in Triple H's hands. Yes, he runs creative, but at the end of the day, if TKO is saying Roman Rock, he's probably going to have to do that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, TKO might be calling the shots here in terms of this decision, which is bullshit. And obviously, Rock is a part of TKO, so The Rock has pretty much been pushing for this, which, I mean, I like The Rock, don't get me wrong. I just think like this is just showing what he's truly like. He's very selfish, very self centered. Like, he just cares about himself now, it seems like, with this. Like, he doesn't care about Cody, doesn't care about the story WWE has been telling for the past 2 years. Instead, he's telling them to put all of that aside just for The Rock. And I don't agree with that. I don't care how big of a star The Rock is. And with people saying like, "Oh, there's the big marquee match, so this is why they're doing it. Like, it'll getting so much more money than Cody and Roman will." Bullshit. I mean, yeah, it might a little bit more money, but it won't affect it that much. Cody and Roman is still a big money match, and we're in it. sort of like a big blow up era right now in wrestling. Wrestling is starting to get a bit more mainstream nowadays, and Cody has been a forefront of it. And again, look at how popular he is, alongside CM Punk as two of the biggest names in the company, along with Seth Rollins as well. So still would have been a big money main event that everyone would have been wanting to watch with Cody and Roman. So it didn't need Rock. It never needed Rock. So I don't know. It just confuses me. Like I don't know why they couldn't have just waited until next year.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Instead, they're gonna probably have Cody wait one more year and have like if they're gonna go a full year again and wait until WrestleMania 41 to have Cody finish the story. By that
Look,
point, it'll be too late. It'll be too late. People will be exhausted of it, and people won't be that invested anymore. And people, when it does eventually happen, people will just be like, "Oh, it's finally fucking happened, Jesus Christ!" Instead of that rewarding feeling that we're supposed to feel after Cody wins the
yeah,
title,
yeah,
it'll be
like that.
ruined.
Like they already sold most of it. If not all of Mania. They're thinking of more Peacock numbers, which I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Triple H is known for swerves, so that's one thing I will say. What I was going to say was, yeah, it's a crazy feeling that we don't really care if the Rock's on a Mania card and everything. We've been asking for this Rock Roman match for what 3 fucking years now or 4 years, and
Yeah.
he 37 no 38 no. We thought, oh, 39 might be the big possibility, and I'd rather them had do that than have Cody lose and just have Cody wait till 40 and everything.
And then The Rock to fucking weasel his way in. Yeah, like if that was gonna happen, why couldn't Rock and Roman have just happened last year? Get that out of the way. Have Cody wait a bit longer to like have Cody not win the Rumble last year. Have someone else win the Rumble last year, and then just do Roman and Rock last year, and then wait until Cody wins the Rumble this year to then do Cody and Roman this Mania, and then have Cody finish the story. That would have been a whole lot better than how they've done it with Cody winning the Rumble last year, losing a Mania, wait until this Rumble to again have him win the Rumble back to back, be in the main event, and then have Rock weasel his way in and take that away from Cody, so Cody just gets nothing out of it. They have single handedly made Cody's second Rumble win arguably the most pointless Royal Rumble win of all time. Of all time. It's stupid. It really is stupid. And with that whole thing that since WrestleMania 39, we've waited this 1 year for Cody to finally finish the story of WrestleMania 40. They have literally wasted a year of our time and of our dedication and our investment. They've wasted an entire year of our investment into this if they continue to go with it. Legit, if Jade Cargill isn't on Mania, I'll be mad big time. Oh, she'll be on WrestleMania. She'll face Bianca Belair, I'm sure of it.
I
I'm sure she'll face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania.
I actually think she'll face either her or Nia. I don't think Nia will have a championship match. I think it might be a triple threat with them three just wanting to see who's the best.
I could see it being
Which
I
look,
could see it being a triple threat. I could easily see it.
which I hate. I hate when people say, "Oh, that's pointless." You're facing Bianca and you even said it yourself. I know you don't want to say it, but a way improving Nia Jax with creative, and you're trying to prove who the hell is the best out of y'all three. Who wouldn't want to do that? If you're not going to be in a championship match, which obviously she isn't going to be because she's not ready, she needs more time. That's a perfect way to get her on the card. Which I would be surprised if Jade's not on the card. I would be so surprised.
She's
But
definitely on the card.
but
She's definitely on the card.
the last
Like
thing I will say about the Roman Rock Cody thing, and then I'll leave it, is I was one of those that said he can wait a year to finish the story. Now, if they do not swerve into this, then I will finally retract my saying of I will retract from saying that he should have lost last year at WrestleMania. I will retract from it if they do not swerve from it because then it just makes absolutely no sense. So that's the only
Yep.
thing I will say about that.
Agreed. If they don't swerve into this and have Cody finish the story at WrestleMania 40, then they should have just done it last year. They should have just had Cody win last year because literally my whole mindset after Cody lost was at first I was disappointed. I was like, oh for fuck's sake, Cody lost. Like, why would they have Cody lose? And but then I thought about it, I was like, all right, they could do a story here with Cody, like going this close, being screwed over by Solo in the Bloodline, going on a big redemption arc over the next year to like potential with the Rumble again, or just find a way into the main event again next year, and then finish the story then. That was the only way I was just like, okay, they have to do it next year then if they don't do it this year. But it looks like they're not even doing it this year, so now it just makes last year even more pointless.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So hopefully, and pray to God, everyone just pray, do a prayer. Everyone do a prayer, and even if you're not religious, I don't give a damn. Just do a prayer and just hope and pray that they change, they swerve something. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh, let's fucking hope because it's bullshit. It really is bullshit.
But all right, let's try to make it a little bit more positive after all this. I mean, I don't know how much positive we can get, but because it's very irritating with that. But um one thing I couple of things before we go to the Royal Rumble. SmackDown when it moves to USA, damn. Okay, I can't talk. The plan is for it to stay on Fridays, which I'm cool with that. It makes sense. Friday Night SmackDown. So we need we need more than that at this point. Wait a minute, what is he talking about? We need more than that at this point. What?
More than what, Josh? We don't 100% know what you're talking about there, buddy. Need more than what? A prayer. Oh, I think he means a prayer. I think he means that
Oh
we
yeah,
need
yeah,
more than a
yeah,
prayer.
okay,
I think he
yeah.
means more than that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we might need more than that, but hey, that's all we can do. So we can't we can't go to Stamford, Connecticut, and just be like, we want Cody. We could. That might be the only way Cody gets back in there. But um, SmackDown to stay on Fridays. When it goes to USA, Naomi and Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown. I'm telling you what, that SmackDown women's locker room is looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially adding Naomi and Tiff. Dude, Tiffany Stratton is 4 or 5 years younger than me. And how is she this good? That's just, I'm telling you, if y'all haven't watched Tiffany Stratton, you are going to fall in love with her work. I'm telling you, she is very
How
good.
how old is Tiffany?
She's like 21 or 22, I
Fucking
think.
hell, she's my age. What the fuck? She's my age.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, that women's locker room for SmackDown is stacked because Me Chin, me and Yim, I mean, she's really good and they had a good match on SmackDown. See, that's the mind-boggling thing. SmackDown was so good last night, and then when that ending happened, everyone was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah,
So
the SmackDown one's good, and then it just left a sour taste in everyone's mouths at the end.
I'm like, that's the mind-boggling thing. SmackDown was so good, and then when that happened, it's like, oh fuck no. But Naomi, she probably got another week or two because she's on Impact tapings. So until she like gets to wrestle or appear on TV officially, um, so I think that's a one thing they got to do. Like she was allowed to go to a Royal Rumble because the tapings were done, but not to be on TV. That makes no sense. But in the realms of that, I think WWE, and we can talk about it now. I love if they're going to have a thing with TNA, especially with the women and
Yeah.
everything. Because Jordan Grace, she had. I wish she was in the Rumble more longer because she had a very good performance. I love the
Mhm.
performance they allowed to give her and everything.
Oh yeah, that was a great surprise in general. I was not expecting that.
No,
Like, cause I know they had like Mickey James appear in the Rumble when she was Knockouts champion. So it's not like it hasn't been done
But
before. It
but
has, but like just a complete like TNA like Knockouts champion who hasn't been in WWE before.
hmm
Like that's the mad thing. Like she's never stepped foot in a WWE ring, and the fact that she like they just let her go. Yep, just be in the Rumble. Go on then. And it was just mad. I never saw it coming. So that was a huge surprise. Like as soon as I saw the name, like I didn't recognize the theme song, so I was like, "Who's this?" And then I saw the name. I was like, "No, but she can't be." And then I saw her walk out. I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on?" So yeah, it was a complete mad thing, and she had a very good performance in the Rumble. Fair play to her. I see why she's the champion over in TNA. She's very good.
yeah,
Um,
I've watched some of her stuff, but not a lot because I don't watch TNA. But
yeah,
I
same
know,
here. Like
I,
I've
I
seen
know
clips on
Jordan.
YouTube, but I haven't seen much beyond that.
Yeah, but I know Jordan is very good with her ring stuff because she's in the realm to me of like how Deanna was, and now Deanna's in AEW. So I mean, I think WWE would be crazy when her contract ends with with Impact. Oh shit! Don't let if anyone watches TNA, don't get on to me for that. But if with her contract ending at TNA, WWE would be crazy not to try to get her. I think, but
Grace coming with that new TNA belt too. My lord, their new belts are fire. I can't lie.
yeah,
Yeah, their belts do look good. I can't lie. But yeah, Jordan Grace. Once her contract runs out, if WWE doesn't try and sign her, then they're fucking stupid. Especially since they've now had first-hand experience of what she's like in the
yeah.
Rumble. So now they've seen what she's truly about. And she's very impressive in the Rumble. So if they don't look at that and just be like, okay, we're gonna try and sign her in the future, then just stupid. So yeah, I think Jordan Grace is going to be in WWE sometime in the future. And when it does happen, I'm sorry, but the first match I'm thinking of, Jordan Grace, Rhea Ripley, give it to me. Give it to me. I need it, and I need it now.
Oh well,
That would be fire.
you know they ain't going to give you that one unless it's a big pay per view, probably.
Oh, WrestleMania! Like it's the only one it's the only pay per view that deserves it. WrestleMania, women's title on the line, just do it. Do it like sometime in the future. That would be a fire match.
Yeah, I think it would be because look how both of them were built. But I hope this is a partnership that WWE and TNA are going to do. That would be very cool to see that. And
And something I never would have expected to happen even a few years ago. Like to think, like just a decade ago, like they were fierce rivals. Like TNA were trying to rival WWE, like and all that shit. Like I never would have expected them to eventually be partnered together. Like it's crazy. Like goes to show that really anything could happen in wrestling. Anything could happen. It'd be like if AEW now was partnered with WWE in 10, 20 years from now. That's exactly what it'd be like. It would be exactly like that. Like WWE and AEW paired together, appearing on each other's shows in 10 or 20 years from now. That's exactly what it'd be like. It'd be crazy.
yeah, it would be crazy. But um let's see here. But the women's Triple H, I hope. I mean, he's done good recently, but this women's roster they've got right now, just overall as a whole, it's hard to mess that up. I feel like, but um,
But yeah, with the women's rumble, I very much enjoyed the women's rumble overall. I think it was actually better than the men's. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed
yeah,
the women's rumble.
it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed the women's rumble more than I enjoyed the men's overall. I think the men's rumble, the later parts of it was good. I enjoyed like the last part of it with the final four and all that. I think that was fantastic. But I do think overall throughout the entire rumble, I think the women's rumble was better. Um, and Bailey winning the rumble, I really enjoyed. The only thing, the only obvious thing that was disappointing was no Sasha, no AJ Lee. That was the only disappointing part, obviously. But apart from that, fantastic rumble. Um, Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know Liv is technically a surprise too because she returned from injury, but I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that Liv was number 30, a big part of it was like deflated because I was so expecting it to be Sasha or something like that. But nah, I'm happy Liv is back. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm so happy for Bailey that she's won the Rumble. She does deserve it. And now it's now official. Damage Control has turned on Bailey, and I really like how they did it. By the way, they did the Batista shit. That was good. That was good. They did the Batista with Evolution shit. That I really like that. And um they had like Bailey sort of like learn Japanese because she picked it up from how many times they talk shit about her in Japanese behind her back, and all that. So that's like a great way to have sort of Bailey suspect the damage control was going to turn on her, and they did. And now the match is going to be Bailey and Io at WrestleMania official. The graphics been made and everything, and I'm so looking forward to that match. Honestly, I don't mind who wins because I'm a huge EO fan. So I know Bailey is probably going to win, and if she does win, I'm going to be very happy for her because she'll finally have a WrestleMania singles moment at WrestleMania because she's defended the women's title at WrestleMania before and successfully defended it in I think a fatal four way. I think it was in, or it was a big multi women match anyway. So she has had technically a WrestleMania moment, but not really. So beating EO one on one at WrestleMania and winning the belt would be a big WrestleMania moment for her. So I'll be happy for it. But if EO retained, also, I genuinely wouldn't mind because I'm a big EO fan. But yeah, I'm excited for that match anyway because it's going to be great.
yeah. I think with all the BS that they put Bailey through for like the last year or so, I
Yeah,
I don't see Bailey losing that match.
no,
But who knows? But who knows? But yeah, I do agree. The women's rumble for me was the best match of the night. I don't think it would be by a country mile, like you said. Um,
no. I think the Fatal Four Way was very good itself. The
yeah,
Fatal Four Way between Roman, Randy, H Styles, and Knight that was really good.
even though if it was predictable, it was you got to still appreciate that it was it was a very solid match.
I'm not gonna lie, that phenomenal forearm spot that Styles did when he stacked all three of them up, that near fall had me for like a little second, not gonna lie. Because I was just like, oh shit. But no. It was sort of predictable that Roman was retaining, but it was still a great match nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. Of a scale to 1 to 10, what do you have as the Royal Rumble as a whole?
Hmm. Um
It's not too high on my list. I hate to say it.
no, I think the men's rumble was missing surprises. Like we got Andrade, which is good. Like I'm glad Andrade's back. And I'm not gonna lie, like at first, because he has a new theme, I thought he was gonna just bring his old theme back, but I actually don't mind his new theme. His new theme sounds good so far. I need to hear it in full, like on Spotify or something, to really have a real opinion on it. But from what I heard of it, it was actually pretty good. But when I saw him like step out like with mask and everything, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But so it's so good to see Andrade back, and I hope they don't
I,
fuck him up again like they did last time. But under Triple H, I expect he'd be fine. Um, because we know how high Triple H is on Andrade. The obvious thing is go Andrade Santos at WrestleMania, I think. Oh wait, no, Andrade's on Raw, isn't he now? Yeah, he's on Raw, and Santos is on SmackDown. So,
well,
I wonder what they're gonna do with Andrade then.
I have a theory of where they could go, and I would pull the trigger. I'd have him face Gunther,
Oh, oh, interesting, interesting.
and I think I would have Andrade be the first one to pin him on the main roster.
Wow, that's a big shout. That's a big fucking shout. Fair.
I mean,
I don't
could,
I don't
could
think I'd personally go that route, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
because look to me, Gable and Sheamus have talked about it so much about winning the Intercontinental Championship. At this point, I don't think it's going to be either one of them. So
No.
because they've talked about it for so much. So
But yeah, I'm happy Andrade's back. Well, it's both of you get. Yeah, it is bold. I don't think that's gonna happen, and I wouldn't be. I probably wouldn't have Andrade be the one to do it, but I again I wouldn't mind. I like Andrade, so I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, I like Andrade's back. It got a pop from me. But apart from Andrade, there was no real surprise in the men's rumble. Let's be real. There was no other real surprises. Sami Zayn was number 30, which I know technically makes sense. Returns from injury, goes out to Drew McIntyre and all that. Fair, but yeah, nothing else like really surprising. I don't
Uh,
hate it though. No, it wasn't a bad rumble by any stretch of the imagination. It was a good rumble, just not like a really memorable one. Apart from the final four, I would
uh,
say.
I will say the one memorable thing out of that Rumble, minus the Final Four, and then Andrade coming back, Braun Breaker, for me was
Oh yeah,
very.
yeah, yeah.
Braun Breaker was a very like we were watching and I took and you know my wife and then Summer, they're not really familiar with Braun Breaker. Now me and Brian are, because you know that's how we are. Oh yeah, the Andrade part. But
Mm.
but they was like, "Who is this guy?" I said, "Oh well, you're about to see a great spear. That's all I'm going to say." She's like, "Oh," she said, "like an edge spear." I said, "Nah, a better
Oh
spear."
no, no, no! Way more devastating than an Edge spear, which is literally a running hug. That's Edge's spear, but no, Braun
Dude,
Breaker. No, 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 no! It's like a fucking
dude,
freight train.
dude, when Braun Breaker speared JD McGon, I laughed so hard.
Same. It was so out of nowhere. Which whoop like a fucking freight train going straight through JD McDonough. I was like, Jesus Christ, he's
Oh,
dead.
okay, and since we talked about JD, our
Oh,
truth,
our truth,
our
our
truth
truth.
protected at all fucking costs. This man acts like it was a tag team match in the Royal Rumble.
Do you know
This,
what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? Yusuf is not here right now, but he literally called it. Not the person he was going to tag in. He said he was going to tag in Damian Priest. But if you look back at our last stream before the Rumble and you check the live chat when we were talking about the Rumble, he said, "Our truth to tag in Damian Priest." How did he call that? I mean, he called it. He tagged in Dom, but he called the whole tag thing. How the fuck did he call it?
I
The
don't know.
fair play, Yusuf. If you watch this back, Yusuf, fair play to you. That's a very good prediction from you. I'm honestly impressed. Well done, mate. But that was such a funny spot. Okay, that was memorable. All right, so the things that were memorable about that match: R-Truth, Braun Breaker, the last four onwards, and I'd probably say Jay and Jimmy starting off. That was perfect. That was perfection.
Yeah,
As soon
hey,
as Jay come out number one, I was like, if they don't have Jimmy come out at number two, I swear to God.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they did
I
it.
was thinking, I was like, when I saw Jay, I'm like, okay, Jay's starting it off. I'm thinking, mine. I said, damn, I can't remember. Did Jimmy say he was going to be in the Royal Rumble or not? And I was like, yeah, he was. And I told her, I said, man, what if it's Jimmy? As soon as I heard that, his damn music hit, I said, ah, shit.
I knew it could be Jimmy. Like as soon as Jay came out, I was like, if they don't have Jimmy come out at number two, big missed opportunity. And then as soon as I heard Jimmy's theme music, yeah, I was like, get in, let's go. To have those two start off just staring at each other for like the first 20 seconds. I really like that whole thing was just like yeet, no yeet, and then they just battle it out. That was cool. I do think it was a missed opportunity though, not to have one of them eliminate the other. Because I think Jimmy was eliminated by Braun Breaker. think. I think. Don't quote
Yeah,
me on that, but I think that's what happened. And I can't remember who Jay was eliminated by. I can't remember. But yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity not to have Jay eliminate Jimmy or Jimmy eliminate Jay. I feel
yeah,
like that would have like brought a little bit of more fire into them facing a WrestleMania, but that is just a little nitpick. But overall, it was the perfect decision to have those two start off the Rumble. So yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad men's Rumble. It was memorable in some parts. Just overall, it could have been slightly better.
yeah.
But
So,
I
so,
I'd probably give the entire Royal Rumble show. I'd probably say a rating of 7 out of 10. It was
yeah,
decent.
I, Yeah, I think the best I can give it is a 7. I For it to be over a 7, there has to be more memorable or just better overall. And for me, the men's Royal Rumble kind of it just we already talked about it. I think it just somewhat slacked with some stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the most I can extend it is 7.5. That's literally as far as I can go. I cannot go 8.
Fuck
It's
that.
7 or 7.5 for me.
Nah, forget that point five. They ain't getting it from me. I'll give it a 7 as well. That was actually the number that I've been going around. I'm like, man, what would I rate this Royal Rumble? And 7 is like decent, good, but it's not like over the top. So
No.
yeah, I give Royal Rumble a 7 as well. Um, I mean KO and Logan Paul. I actually like that finish. Crazy enough, normally I don't
It,
like finishes like that,
it
but
was good, but I can't lie, it made Kevin look a bit stupid. Like,
yeah,
because I'm sorry, someone with Kevin's experience would know after hitting someone with brass knuckles and going for the pin, take them off, hide them. That's what the heels do. If Kevin was a heel and he did that shit, that's what he would have done. He would just been like, "Yep, take those off, hide them, then go for the pin," and that way can't get caught. But because he's a baby face, they have to have him like still hold on to it with the pin and have the referee have 20/20 vision all of a sudden. Coincidentally, he chooses now at that moment to have 20/20 vision. He's be like, "Oh shit, okay, I can see brass knuckles." So yeah, I mean, the finish isn't bad. It's a way to have Kevin like lose, but not lose like and look weak. But I'm not gonna lie, he did look like a bit of a dumbass. I'm just
yeah.
a little bit of a dumbass.
The fact is, when in the hell did the ref start like actually realizing stuff? Ref,
Right? Yeah.
but talking
Just all
about
of a sudden, just decide how 20/20 vision in that one moment. It's just like, wow, now you choose to all of
yeah,
a sudden be able to see shit.
talking about Kevin Owens, he in that match or actually before it he has a fractured foot, so he been working on that a little bit, which is crazy because you couldn't tell.
No, you couldn't. And what is it with injuries? Like,
I
can
don't
we just piss off with these injuries? It feels like WrestleMania 40 is cursed. It really does feel like WrestleMania 40 is cursed. Like, how many injuries are we getting this WrestleMania season? It feels like WrestleMania 32 all over again. Because WrestleMania 32 was the same way. There was so many injuries during that build up to WrestleMania 32. So many. And
yeah,
it really affected WrestleMania as a result of it. So I hope it's not going to do the same for 40. But it's been ridiculous the amount of injuries that we've been getting.
yeah, that is true. When Trick Williams was on SmackDown a week or two ago, um, a lot of the backstage people were very impressed with how he was with the crowd, which I'm not surprised. Trick Williams is really good with the crowd, and I think I could see him moving up very soon as well with Camilo Hayes. So
Yeah, I could see it. I can see those two potentially like being a tag team on the main roster. I could see it.
yeah. Um. So the start time for WrestleMania has changed. They're moving it up an hour, so y'all don't have to stay up as long, I guess. Um,
Way.
a 1 hour, but it makes sense because 7 p.m. to 8 is for us. It makes more sense just overall as a general. So good for them for moving it up at least. So Pat McAfee is fully back. I don't know how long as commentary. What did you think of Corey Graves and Wade Barrett on Friday last night? I think they did a really good job.
I think they were really good. Especially Corey. Like, I was actually quite impressed with Corey because, like, as someone who's done commentary, and you've done commentary as well, so you know how it is. But like, it's very different doing play by play and color commentary. It's two very different roles, and Corey has always done color commentary, which is like it's very different from play by play. Play by play is like the Michael Coles, the Mauro Ronaldos, the JRs. Color is like the Jerry King Lawler, like Corey Graves the past few years, like people like that. Um, but from Corey to go from color to now play by play and him transition from that role, and he actually did pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, for his first time doing play by play commentary, he did very well. It did sound weird, like just because I'm just so used to Corey doing color commentary and him only like chiming in every now and then and not being the main voice. It did sound a bit strange at first, but I got used to it, and I think Corey did a very good job. So I could see him doing very well on SmackDown with Wade going forward. So yeah, it's definitely a lot better than fucking Kevin Patrick. I can tell you that for free.
Yeah, so
All right, Kevin Patrick, I respect you and all that, but yeah, you on commentary was not it, my friend.
well, for me, I feel like releasing him was kind of harsh.
Oh
Still,
yeah,
though,
releasing him was harsh. Releasing was harsh. They could have found a different role for him to do.
yeah,
Because
yeah, I
I
feel
don't think
like
he was bad.
too. Unless he just wanted to go back doing soccer because he did that.
Maybe.
He did soccer commentary, for damn, for the Atlanta team that we have in the MLS, whatever that is. I just
Okay.
so he did, and I've seen clips of him doing it, and he's like very good at it. That's the
Yeah,
crazy.
well, football commentary and wrestling commentary are two very different
Thing.
things.
I get that, but like I still think maybe he goes back doing that, or I don't know. That's the only thing that it doesn't make no sense to just release him, but that's why I mentioned Pat coming back because that was the reason he was let go because Pat was
Yeah.
coming back. So they just let
Well,
him go.
it's great. It's great having Michael Cole and Pat like in the same commentary team again because those two bounce off each other ridiculously well. Like
Yeah.
Michael Cole, like over the past couple of years, has gotten a lot better. I would say just naturally, like it feels like he has more freedom now in his commentary and what he's saying compared to previous years where he's just sounded like robotic and everything's been fed through him through Vince and that. So it just sounds like he now has the freedom to say what he wants to say, which is getting the best out of Michael Cole now. But now with Pat McAfee, like he's just on another level when he's with Pat because it's just the mix of the seriousness from Michael Cole and the play-by-play, but also the funniness and the comedic aspect of Pat McAfee, and it sort of brings out that comedic side of Michael Cole as well. So it's just a big
Yeah.
laugh with those two.
Yes.
So
Um. One thing I want to mention with it, Pat has got to go back. He's got to get used to who's on the show and everything, because you could tell he was a little off with some things. You know what I mean? Like he was a little off, so he just. I think you'll have to let him do a couple weeks to get back to it. But
yeah,
dude, them two are one of my like favorite just groups as a whole. But I don't think they're my favorite. But just as a whole, they are really good together. And I really hope Corey did a really good job, man. Really good job for me. And for that to be his first time being the lead, I hope. I mean, there's some occasions like when they were going to commercial break or something, you could tell his thing was a little off with those. But that's
mm,
one of the things like you have to get used to me.
yeah, yeah. For his first time, he did really well, and he even tweeted out. He said he's never as nervous now in as he has been in years. He was more nervous now than he has been in years. So the fact that he was that nervous, which I don't blame him, by the way, doing a different role like that in commentary is quite nerve wracking. But
Hmm.
I feel like he kept his cool very well and did a very good professional job at it. So, and I feel like he's only going to get better. So with more experience than that. So yeah, fair play to Corey.
Yeah, fair play. The last thing we will talk about that I have wrestling wise, um, is Mr. Okada because his thing is ended officially, and now it's basically the bidding war, or basically, kind of. Um, so the the last report I seen, and it was like a day or two ago, or something that came out that I saw. Um, AEW with their offer has offered more money than WWE supposedly. which that makes sense because the Khan's got so much money. But WWE on their hand stretch is like, oh, it's WWE. If he'll come because of that. But I'm sure they've offered him good money as well. But do you um and he's supposed to make his mind up very soon, according to people around him. So I know we've talked about it. So this is the last thing, last prediction. Do you think with all this, do you think he'll go to AEW or WWE?
I said WWE before, and I'm still sticking to it. I'm still sticking to WWE. I think my gut instinct is telling me WWE because I just think Okada would want WWE, and he wants to perform at WrestleMania and go to that sort of level of stage. Like, it just depends on what Okada is prioritizing. Like, does he want more money? Is money what he's prioritizing? Or is he prioritizing being at a bigger stage, being with the very best in the wrestling world, and just being in the biggest company in wrestling? It depends on what he wants. And also it depends on, I say, the guarantees that WWE and AEW are going to be offering him. Because I think AEW, he's guaranteed a main event spot no matter what. WWE, I would think eventually they would have him in the main event spot because Okada's is that big of a name. Um, but yeah, it really just depends on what Okada wants. I just think WWE is probably the best place for him. I really genuinely do. Um, yeah, that's my think. I think WWE.
I think the best spot for him is WWE. Where do I think he's going to go? I think he's going to land with AEW. I hate to say it. I hope it. I hope he doesn't. But I think that's going to be his landing spot. I just have a feeling it is. But it just everything doesn't add up for him. Um. Uh. You know, the way he left. New Japan and everything, and all that. Like him being emotional. It doesn't make any sense if he goes to AEW because they still have that little partnership. So
Yeah, that's
so
also another thing. Yeah, like him getting all emotional on that in his last thing at New Japan. Like, if he goes to AEW, he can just do New Japan dates, like not as regularly, obviously, but he can still do New Japan like matches even while being in AEW. So that's another reason why I just think he's going WWE, because then he can't go New Japan. So it's a full on goodbye. So that's why I just think he's going to land with WWE. And I don't know Okada personally, obviously, so I can't really state this with fact. But if I think I know Okada and the type of person he is, I think he would be the one to prioritize a bigger stage over more money. I think Okada is a type of person who wants to be the best, the very
yeah,
best in the world.
yeah,
And in order to do that, you need to be in WWE, just plain and simple. And I think Okada knows that. And it has been said that Okada, he has dreamt and desperately wanted to be at WrestleMania one day. So I just feel like with those things behind him, I feel like WWE is going to be where he wants to be at. So, but we'll see. We'll see. AEW could still land him, and I would not be surprised if AEW does land him. But my gut instinct is still telling me WWE. So we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I would want him in WWE to be honest, but I mean, we'll shall see. Do you have anything else to talk about?
Um, let's see. Well, a small thing about Liverpool, but nothing too substantial because not a lot has happened since. Um, we beat Bournemouth 4-0. I think that happened before the Rumble, though, so that's not really much to talk about. But we just been continuing our dominant streak, really. Well, most recently, well, we got through Fulham. So now we're in the Carabao Cup final, but again, I think that happened before the Rumble. So all I really got to talk about is that we went through Norwich. We did go through Norwich. So now we're in the next round of the FA Cup. We're into the fifth round. So where we're going to face either Southampton or Watford. That is a match who's going to have to be played because they drew 1-1. So it's going to go to a replay between Southampton and Watford. So they got that to play. figure out who we're facing then, and then we'll go on to face them. Either way, it should be technically a comfortable match. Glad the January window is closed now. What a shambles. Yeah, the January window was so boring. Like, nothing happened. We didn't sign anybody. A lot of clubs didn't sign anybody. I think there was like a total of like 8 Premier League clubs that didn't make a single signing. And the highlight of deadline day was, I think, a loan from Chelsea to Fulham for Armando Broja. I think that was the highlight of the deadline day, which is, in fact, it was so boring that the biggest sort of transfer story was not even in football; it was in F1. Like, Lewis Hamilton has gone from Mercedes to Ferrari, and that was talked about way more than anything to do with WWE transfer news. Like, not WWE transfer news, football transfer news. Jesus Christ, football transfer news. So it was a boring window. Like, Christ, nothing happened. So yeah, but yeah. Apart from that, yeah, we got FA Cup fifth round against either Southampton or Watford. No matter who goes through there, it should theoretically be a comfortable match for us. And we just recently beat Chelsea 4-1 at Anfield. Very, very good performance from the lads. We sold 2 players, and only because FIFA had to intervene because our computers didn't work, allegedly. Allegedly. But yeah, we just beat Chelsea 4-1. Very good performance. Honestly, probably one of our best performances of the season. And I know Chelsea fans have been crying and rival fans have been crying that apparently like Chelsea should have been given 2 penalties. I think one of them is very debatable. One of them, I could probably say, all right, maybe they could have been given the penalty, but the other one, very debatable. And even still, even if they were given those 2 penalties, it would have been 4-3. And to be honest, we comfortably beat them. Like, it was not even close. Performance wise, we were way better than them. So we deserved the win, and it was not even close. But yeah, very good performance, very comfortable. And Chelsea has been a team that we struggled to score against in recent years. Like, I think our last like 5 or 6 meetings, a lot of them were draws. I think all of them were draws actually. Like, some of them were 0-0 draws, some of them were 1-1 draws, including 2 cup finals thrown in there. That was gone on to penalties, which we did win both of them. Yeah. But yeah, considering this is the team we tend to struggle to score against, scoring 4 goals against them here was pretty good. So it's a good show of intent for our push onto the title race. City are still right behind us, though. I mean, right behind us. It's a 5-point gap, but City do have a game in hand. So if they do win that, then they're only 2 points behind. They just beat Burnley 3-1, so they're still chasing us. So we just got to keep it going. Tomorrow, we've got a very, very tough game. Arsenal away. Oh, it's going to be a tough one. Because Arsenal at home, we drew against them 1-1, if I remember correctly. Or was it 2-2? It was a draw that much I know. I think it was 1-1. Yeah, it was 1-1 because I think Saliba scored the first goal and Salah scored the equalizer. And we should have had a penalty in that game because Odegaard handballed it like a fucking basketball on the penalty in the fucking box, but no penalty because fuck us, apparently. I still hate that decision with a fucking passion. But yeah, push past that. We got to face them at the Emirates tomorrow, which, to be fair, we did face them at the Emirates in the Cup about a month or 2 back, and we beat them 2-0. So hopefully that's a sign that we can beat them again at the Emirates and get 3 very crucial points. But yeah, this is our must not lose. If we draw, not the end of the world, but it does close the gap between us and City even more. So ideally a win. But if a draw, not the end of the world, but we must not lose. This is a must not lose match.
Yeah.
We must not lose this. So yeah, it's a very, very tense game. What is worrying is that we heard after the Chelsea game that Nunes felt something in his foot. He had to be put into a boot afterwards. But apparently it's just like a precaution boot. It's not like he's broke anything. They even checked the thing. He hasn't broke anything. It's just a bit swollen. So hopefully by tomorrow it'll all be fine. He'll be able to play. But yeah, because we're a much better team when Nunes plays. Like, I don't care what you think about Nunes, and I'm talking to rival fans here because rival fans love to banter Nunes for all of his misses. I don't care what you say about Nunes, but when Nunes is on the pitch, we play much better because he just provides a threat. That's on after us, I think. I might have to tune into that game. Yeah, it's an exciting game, that one. But yeah, I don't care what you say. Nunes, when he's on the pitch, we're much better. He provides a threat. Even when he doesn't score, he provides a threat and he doesn't give up. That's what I love about Nunes. Even when he misses, I mean, hell, against Chelsea, he broke a Premier League record. He hit the woodwork, he hit the post, crossbar, whatever. He hit the woodwork 4 different times in that match, which is a Premier League record since they started recording it like back in 2004. I think they started recording that shit. No Premier League player has ever hit the woodwork 4 times in a match. I think three's the max, and he did it 4 fucking times in that match, including a penalty that hit the post. Swear, Nunez is the most unlucky dude in the world. I swear. Like, there's gonna be one time where he gets it right every time, and he's gonna bag 5 goals in a game. I swear it's gonna happen.
It probably
But
will.
yeah, but that's what I love about Nunez, though. Even when he does miss, like by that much, he doesn't like get discouraged. He just keeps going and keeps trying and trying and trying and trying, and doesn't stop. Doesn't stop at all. So that's what I love about him. So yeah, I just hope he's gonna be fine for Arsenal because without him, we're gonna be much less threatening. So Jota, I hope he's gonna be able to step up again because Jota lately has been lethal in front of goal. Like he's probably the most clinical finisher we have at the club. I mean, there's a reason why his nickname is Dio Goal, or I call him Jota the Slotter because he just slots him away every single time. So and he does love a goal against Arsenal. He loves to score against Arsenal. I think he's scored the most goals against Arsenal out of every club he's scored against in his career. So I think a Jota goal is inevitable. But we'll see whether anyone else can step up and back a goal. And we're gonna have to try and just stop Arsenal from scoring. Luckily, Arsenal aren't the most clinical themselves. So if we could just stay defensively solid, I think we've got a decent chance. We just got to take our chances when they come, really. The only, again, worry is that Salah's not going to be available. Not yet. I think Salah is going to be available after this game. I think against Burnley. I think that might be his first match back, or Brentford after that. It's going to be one of those 2 matches I think he's back. But he's definitely not back for Arsenal, which is a shame. One player I want to highlight, because he's been utterly sensational. I don't know where this has come from. I mean, I knew this kid had potential, but Christ, nothing like this. Connor Bradley. Connor motherfucking Bradley. What in the fuck? In his last 2 or 3 games, he's got like 4 assists and a goal. That is unheard of. He's 20 years old, and in against Norwich, he got 2 assists, and against Chelsea now, he had 2 assists and a goal, and an absolute banging finish, by the way. Like when he's finished, I was like, okay, where did this come from? So yeah, Conor Bradley's been a revelation. On loan, he was on loan at Bolton before, and again, I knew this kid had potential, but nothing like this. So when he came in, I was just like, okay, it could be a good like backup option for Trent, but nothing like substantial. But all of a sudden, he's performing like Trent. Like literally, I look at this and I was like, all right, do we have Conor Bradley here? Or do we have Trent's regen? We've literally found Trent's regen, and Trent is not even out of his prime. So we've got 2 quality right backs to the club right now. And at this point, I would not, as much as I love Trent, Trent's the best right back in the world. Right now, I would not drop Conor Bradley. Keep him going. Like when you have a player in this good of a form, you don't drop them. You just don't. You find a way to have both of them in the same. I would have Conor Bradley stay right back, and I would put Trent in midfield. I genuinely would try Trent in midfield while Conor Bradley's a right back because Bradley's doing so well. I just don't drop him because unless his head drops and his performances drop, then just don't drop him. Although he may have to be dropped for this game against Arsenal because unfortunately, while he's gone through the best form of his life, he did receive the worst news you could possibly hear this morning. His dad did pass away. So my condolences to Conor Bradley there. That's really rough. So I don't know whether he's going to play tomorrow or I don't know whether he's going to like just keep his head down and go on with it and play. We'll see. But either way, yeah, my condolences go out to Colin Bradley, and yeah, I've been very impressed with him the past few games, and he's slowly becoming like one of my favorite players. I'm not gonna lie, like just from the little bit I've seen of him, he's been class. So yeah, I hope he continues it on because if he does, he has a good future at this club. I can tell you that for free. Cliche, the battle is one in midfield is perfect for that game. I think. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think the battle is definitely going to be one in the midfield. Um, Luckily, our midfield lately has been in very good form. Alexis McAllister in the six, even though he's not a traditional six, he's not a traditional CDM. He's been outperforming natural CDMs and natural sixes. If you look at the stats of interceptions made and ball recoveries, he's way up there in terms of everyone else in the league. So he's doing utterly mad, Alexis McAllister. So he's been doing great. Dominic Soboslai, he scored a good goal against Chelsea after his return from injury, so I would keep him in the team. And Curtis Jones, still as consistent as ever, which is a revelation compared to how he used to be in the past. This season, though, he's really stepped up. So, yeah, I would go with Curtis Jones, Dominic Soboslai, and Alexis McAllister in the midfield. And I think we've got a good chance of overcoming Arsenal there. But Arsenal do have a solid midfield of their own, especially with Odegaard. So it is what it is. But I also do think they have weaknesses, like especially with Kai Havertz. I think that's a weakness we can really pounce on because Havertz, let's be real, is shit. So yeah, um, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a close one. I could see any result happening tomorrow. That's the thing. I could see us winning. I could see a draw happening. I could see us losing. Losing is the least likely because we've only lost once this season in the Premier League, and that was a screw job against Tottenham. So I think it will have to take a big effort from Arsenal to beat us. But I could see a draw happening. I think we'll either win and it'll be a close one, or it's going to be a draw. Us winning by a goal or a draw. That's what I see. I see either a 2-1 win for us or a 3-2 win for us or a 1-0, just basically a 1 goal win for us, or I see a draw happening. That's pretty much all I see. But we'll see. Hopefully we can just win and then we could just push on because we've got a couple of easier games after Arsenal. So if we could just get past this, then it should be smooth sailing for the next few games. Because after that we've got Burnley, which should be a comfortable 3 points. Brentford is one of them. Actually, do we have Brentford after that? I think we do. If I remember correctly, I do, but I can't check because obviously I be away from the stream then. But I think after that we got Brentford, which with Ivan Toney back is going to be a tough one. But I think with the quality of Brentford overall as a team, they do have a bit of injuries as well. I think we'd be fine. So yeah, just get through Arsenal and then just continue on and on and on and see where we can go.
Yeah, I think I'm very good with my predictions. I think we'll draw. I think we'll draw.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm holding out optimism that we can win. I'll say we win. I'll say a 2-1 Liverpool win. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with an official 2-1 Liverpool win.
Yeah, I'll just say a draw because I mean I was right with the well I mean it's not hard to be right but I was right with the Man City draw so I think this will be a draw just because if Nunez isn't playing and all that and he's out that might be a it might be a big
Oh, if Nunez is injured, he's not playing. I see us definitely drawing then. Like it really does depend on if Nunez is fit. If Nunez plays, then I can see us winning. If Nunez doesn't play, I see us drawing. As mad as it is, because again, with all of his misses and all that, but he generally does provide so much more like strength and threat to our like attack. So yeah, and even when he doesn't score, he just creates space for the others, and he does like put a lot of assists in. Like he just assisted Luis Diaz against Chelsea. Even despite all of his misses, he assisted the last goal with Luis Diaz. So he just provides a lot of threat. Burnley at home and then Brentford away. Your next two fixtures. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I thought Burnley and then Brentford. But I was wondering if I remembered it correctly. But I Burnley at home. That should be piss easy. Brentford away, it's going to be one of them, especially with Ivan Toney. But if we can, again, Brentford have got a lot of injuries. So as an overall squad, we have a lot more quality. So yeah, we should be fine with those two fixtures, I'd imagine. It's Arsenal away that's going to be the real tough challenge. So bring on tomorrow, bring on the fucking Reds. Let's get these 3 points. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. But I mean, if that's all you got, that's all I have. This was mostly a recap of the Royal Rumble and
A rant on the whole Cody situation.
yeah, F you to the Rock, basically. So, but this has been episode 68. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do hit that like button. If you're watching on demand, if you've gotten this far on demand, that's crazy. I appreciate it. If you're live, hit that like button for me. You don't have to, but muchly appreciated. Um, and then let's see. How long is when's the Elimination Chamber? When is that?
Not 100% sure. Josh, could you search it up for us and find out?
Yes, let's see here. It's a week. I'm pretty sure it's 3 weeks away.
Potentially.
3 weeks. So unless something really happens, our next podcast, funny enough, episode 69, which I will laugh so much because of that. Just because I shouldn't, but that episode.
17th. 17th. Is it the 17th? If it is, then sound.
Wait a minute, the 17th. Oh shit! Oh damn, we'll be. Never mind. We might be doing back to back week. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 3. No, wait a minute. Fuck. I can't. 17th. We'll have a week off and then we'll do the that following week then. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do a podcast probably around like maybe like the 14th, 15th, 16th, depending on what day me and Tyler were free. We always work this shit out when all of us
It's
get
the
this.
20. It's the 24th. So we might be off. We might be out for like 2 weeks then, or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean that we have a good pattern. If something happens, then we might talk about it and then do a podcast. But if we don't, then we don't. Because normally when we get on here, it's normally at least. I mean, this one's a shorter one, but it's normally at least an hour and a half or longer, mostly every time.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much. It's around that sort of ballpark, hour and a half to 2 hours.
or even
And
so.
sometimes we even go on to 2.5. It depends on how much we got to talk about. That one time, I think we got close to 3 hours one time.
Oh no
I
no
think
no
that's
no
the
no no
longest.
no 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 no! We got past 3 hours that one time.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we went past 3 hours. Yeah, that was a mad one.
And I was looking at the time. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, my phone it said low battery. I said, oh man. I said, dang, we got to get out here then. But we'll keep you updated on our X, Twitter, whatever about it. But until then and everything, hope you guys have a great one. Be safe out there because the streets and the world is a very crazy place. You never know what what will happen. So, until then,
Indeed.
hope you guys have a great one and peace out, y'all.
Peace out.